Hi Geminis, this is going to be your reading from September the 15th to the 30th. I am sorry that these are so late. Life's been super busy. But I am playing catch up right now, and so I appreciate everyone's patience. As you can see, I have a new mic as well, so hopefully the videos are a lot clearer. Well, maybe not if I'm talking like that. Clearer in the audio department here for you. Just remember that these are general readings, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate with you, check your moon and rising, because you could be in that energy as well. Thanks for kind of being here, Geminis, and we're going to do what we've kind of done in all my readings recently, which we start with the Angel Oracle Guide, we go to Traditional Tarot, and then we end with the Oracle as well. So funny. I'm getting kind of like repeat cards for these weeks, even though from different signs, even though that I am actually recording these on totally different days. We've just kind of seen the same cards kind of coming up. I forget what sign got this card, but it's a beautiful one. So you got Holy Love. You are blessed to receive this card today, for it shows that you are surrounded by loving energy, and the cup of your heart will be filled until it flows with goodness. The angels who are with you now know that at times it can feel that you can feel unloved and unappreciated, and this can block your experience of love and appreciation. The divine energy that is surrounding you at this time is there to help you melt away any blockages, that you can be open or receptive to love and appreciation that you deserve. The angel guide is encouraging you to view yourself in a loving way and to give yourself permission to be loved. If you have been holding back for a while, now you are ready to share the love that you have within, and this card brings a message that it is safe for you to do so. Angel of love are gathering around you in awe and celebration, for you are finally willing to remember how loving and lovable you are. The heaven is guiding you to see that you deserve a loving relationships, loving experiences, and loving acceptance from the world around you. This card marks a milestone of one's own self-awareness. It acknowledges the steps that you have taken to claim your worth and to recognize that you deserve to be loved and respected and to feel good. It can also acknowledge a new level of spiritual openness, which draws even more divine love from your angels and the Creator. You are loved beyond your wildest dreams, and by the power and the presence that created you, and through acknowledging that love, you can create an even more loving experience in your life. I had to read all of it because it's such just like a beautiful card. There, Gemini. All right, just give me a moment to kind of pull your traditional tarot here, and we'll get going. Okay, let me feel this energy that I'm kind of feeling. I'm already feeling a few things, so just give me a hot second to kind of feel this. So I'll tell you what I was kind of feeling, and what I'm feeling, Gemini, is you feel like you've made an error somewhere. You feel like it feels like you maybe went off path for a little bit, or you feel like you're like, oh, like maybe something is too late for me to, I'm not kind of where I want to be yet. I don't really have my 10 of Pentacles. I don't have everything that I want in life. I'm just kind of seeing this, I saw this kind of finger wave, right? And this finger wave is kind of coming from the universe. And it's like kind of like this, like, no. Like, no. You think this stuff, but this is kind of not true. And this is this energy that I'm really feeling for you right now. Right? We all have a path. We all have kind of a journey in life here. And they really want you to kind of, it feels like, believe in yourself right now and be like, no, like, it hasn't happened yet. You don't count yourself out, kind of keep going. And this is kind of this energy that I'm feeling with you right now. It's kind of, they're like, don't put your own barriers in place here, Gemini, because right now we have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. It just means we're not valuing maybe how far we've come or the work that we have already done. Maybe you're not seeing it as being maybe enough. Maybe you're seeing like it as, you know, I wish I did a few things in my life earlier than later. But I want to say that every new day is a new chance to kind of start here. So appreciate how much you have grown. Appreciate the stuff that you have done already. And that is enough, honestly. Like I was saying before, we all have a different journey here, and it feels like you should just appreciate how much work you kind of already done. Because yes, maybe it kind of feels like you're feeling like your manifestation of everything that you want is not really here yet, is not really kind of you know, you're like, is it kind of coming for me here? And I'll get to that in a little bit, but it just feels like, again, every day there's a new kind of chance here, and you never know what kind of tomorrow will bring. So sometimes you just kind of got to go with the flow of things. We have the Two of Wands here, which means opportunities and things are kind of on the way for you here. Right now you might be feeling like kind of you have the world at your hands. Maybe you're ready to explore something new here. Maybe you're just kind of waiting for stuff to kind of happen. Usually when it's the Two instead of the Three of Wands, it's more like, you know, you kind of see the ships coming in, where the Three of Wands kind of, for me, kind of feels more like, you know, it's kind of out in the distance and we kind of can't see it yet. So maybe you have this feeling that things are going to kind of change for you soon. Maybe you are feeling, you're like, you know what, I'm ready to go out and go after the things that I kind of really want in this life. And this is why we have the Chariot card coming out, because it's kind of feeling like this kind of charged moment for you, I'll say. You know, maybe you are kind of feeling that. Maybe you're feeling like you have the drive to go out and do things right now. Maybe you're really ready to just charge forward and kind of get started here. But I do feel, like I said before, this little bit of energy of being like, oh, I wish I did this sooner, or, you know, I wish I learned that lesson maybe faster before so that I can get where I am. I'd be somewhere else by now, but you can't kind of go in the past with this. And this is what the Six of Cups is kind of saying here, is the past is coming up right now, and that's why I feel like it's almost like this reflective period. And you're like, wow, I kind of wish maybe I did this sooner, or you're kind of wishing, you know, you're kind of stuck in the past of what has happened, and you're like, well, maybe if I didn't move to this place, I could have got to where I want to be faster. You know, it kind of just has that kind of feeling to it here. But again, I'm just feeling this kind of like trust that you are kind of loved here, trust that everything is kind of for a reason. And this is what I was talking about and why it's coming up with this kind of not feeling where we want to be yet, because we have the Ten of Pentacles in the reversed here, and the Ten of Pentacles in the reversed usually represents kind of our manifestations maybe not coming true, not really feeling totally abundant in our life right now, not feeling like you know, we're at where we want to be. And that's why this kind of message, what I was saying before, is kind of being brought up for you, Gemini. But with the with the Judgment card in reverse, it's actually a good card to have on this, because the universe is saying that you're making an error in judgment. You're calling it quits, or you are saying, like, you know, it's like those kind of excuses, like you're feeling like maybe I'm too old to do something, you know, maybe I should have done something quicker. It just is that kind of energy where there's like, you're making an error, you're saying that you're not going to get where you want to be. So like, why think that, you know, like, why put that on yourself? Why are you putting up your own barriers here? And even right now, if you're not really feeling the love, like they were saying with this Holy Love card, it's there for you. So just kind of trust that, okay? Watch just if sorry, I'm just pulling some more cards here. There seems to be a little bit of like work burnout happening right now. We have the Ten of Pentacles, or sorry, the Ten of Pentacles. We do have the Ten of Pentacles, but we have the Ten of Wands here. And the Ten of Wands in the reverse is kind of a card that represents that kind of work burnout. You know, we're kind of drained, we're exhausted. I mean, it was just Virgo season. It was a Mercury retrograde. That hits you hard. Virgo season probably hits you hard too, because, you know, it's all about work in Virgo season, I feel, at least, because I feel the same way as you, Gemini. So you're just kind of in this burned out stage, and I feel like in this burned out stage you are kind of having a little bit of sadness. You are having this kind of energy of maybe depression, or you're like maybe feeling like, okay, when is this going to end? It just kind of feels like it's kind of ongoing here. Sorry, I'm just feeling what I'm feeling. It's nice though, because I think what this kind of obviously it's not nice to feel sad or feel burnt out, but what this burnout is kind of doing is making you walk away from things that are maybe not for you anymore. It looks like with the Eight of Cups here, you are leaving kind of something behind. You are kind of ready to let go of something here and kind of move forward, because it feels like you might be juggling a lot right now, or with this kind of burnout that you are kind of having, you're realizing like, hey, my mood is not kind of the greatest right now. You know, I need to change something. I'm just kind of feeling depressed. I'm feeling overworked here. So some of you are kind of leaving something behind, whether that be, I don't know, a job, people, situations. Maybe you're just like over something and you're like, okay, I'm ready to move past this here as well, just to kind of help with maybe some of this workload that you are having. Maybe you're kind of leaving behind old ideals. Because you're like, that's not serving me anymore, that's not serving my kind of mental state. I don't want to say like leaving sadness behind, because you can never leave it behind, it will show up again, but maybe it kind of feels like you're just like, okay, you know, what do I have to kind of purge here? What do I kind of have to get rid of in my life to kind of move forward with this kind of ease that I think you're wanting to feel in this kind of next chapter for yourself? We do have we do have the Seven of Wands here in reverse, which kind of means weak boundaries. I don't know why I can't really talk today. Weak boundaries and not really standing up for ourselves. So I kind of want to see what that energy is. Interesting. When it says it's like standing up for ourselves, here, you know, we're having weak boundaries, and we have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse here, which kind of talks about overspending or needing to kind of balance our budget here. So maybe you need to bring a little bit more structure in yourself right now to kind of reach these goals. Maybe you have to kind of leave some other things behind, you know, take less hours at work so you can focus on something else. I don't know, however that resonates for you here, but it's almost just like, kind of feels like spending too much or spending a lot of money to feel something, when you're like, oh, I could have just felt this if I wasn't kind of working so much, or if you know, spending money on maybe like trips or like leaving home or something like that, because we do have the Four of Wands here, which is kind of representing of leaving home or being away from home for a little bit. Yeah, it's like almost these weak boundaries are coming in with our finances here. So maybe you're saying like when your mood changes, you're like, oh, I actually don't need to spend all this money on dates, or I actually don't need to spend all this money on trips. I don't need to spend all this money because I'm going to kind of work on my energy at home. Like I'm going to work at like making my energy good so that things are kind of easier for me here, and I'm not kind of overspending to kind of fill that void that I'm kind of feeling right now. I don't know if that makes sense for you, Gemini, but it feels like that. It feels like, okay, so what is this actually causing me to kind of spend more money here, you know, because it feels like you want to kind of focus the finances somewhere else in these couple weeks. Maybe you're kind of leaving home or going away from home and hermiting for a little while, so maybe you are kind of taking a trip somewhere, like I said. Maybe you're like getting a cottage to, or going somewhere really secluded just to have your time or focus on something, like getting out of where you're at now just to kind of have space to I don't know, work on whatever it is that you want to work on, or a space to kind of just be with yourself. Maybe some of you are having this kind of self-evolution here as well, getting away from that kind of burnout energy. All right. So we have the World card in the reverse, and the World card in the reverse for me kind of represents cycles repeating itself, kind of chapters not kind of closing here. And I think this is a really kind of interesting chapter for you right now, because it feels like it's attached to this Eight of Cups reversed, which talks about overindulgence here, which talks about kind of this energy of kind of like you know, maybe it's like vices, maybe it's like drinking, maybe it's you know, spending all your money going out. And it's this idea again, like I was saying before, about feeling something or not feeling whole kind of without it, trying to mask whatever it is we're actually feeling kind of in this moment, Gemini. I don't know if it has to do with kind of a relationship here, because I do have the Lovers card popping out, but the Lovers card also represents Gemini, so it could be representative of you. Like I was saying before, it's just this energy of feeling like, you know, we're not content in our everyday life right now, so we're spending money to kind of find that, or we're using vices to kind of find that here. But I think now is the time where, like, okay, I want to switch this up a little bit. I want to have like a little bit of a change here. I want to not kind of be in the same energy that I was. You know, if I am feeling burnt out, maybe you're prioritizing your kind of rest here. Maybe you're prioritizing other things that are more important to you right now than that. But it's interesting because we do have the Eight of Swords in the reversed here, which means whatever it is that we're having overthinking about our relationships, and this is why the Lovers card is popping up here as well. Whatever it is that has been causing us to feel stuck or feel like, you know, things aren't progressing for us here, there is going to be this kind of release of that. And I don't know if this is like a partnership. If you are looking for a relationship right now, maybe you've been putting so much energy into your relationships and you're like, nothing's going to working out for me here, and I'm just overthinking about it a lot, and I'm overspending money, and I'm just hanging out with people that I don't actually like, you know, just for the attention of it. Here, Gemini. But I feel like you're going to have like a big release kind of in your relationships in these 2 weeks, and you're just kind of going to maybe put it on the back burner, or it feels like this kind of energy of work that you're doing right now kind of for yourself. It could also mean that a relationship is on the way for you here, because I just kind of get this feeling that you feel a little defeated by your relationships, because we do have the Five of Swords. But it seems like whatever that stress is about these relationships, romantic or not, are going to be kind of lifted off your shoulders in these 2 weeks. And you're going to feel a little bit more open to other things. Maybe this relationship thing is tied to the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe you're kind of feeling like I'm maybe not where I need to be in my relationships yet. But again, it feels like the energy at the top here, there is going to be this good moment of you being really kind of excited for your future. I just don't want to scream into the microphone. I dropped a card. I'll be right back up. We have the Devil coming out here, which Capricorn energy, but the Devil is kind of the things that keep us down, the things that keep us stuck. As you can see, these two people, it's like the Lovers card here, but instead of an angel, it's the Devil, and these two people are kind of chained by their necks. So it's this kind of held down energy. Again, it could represent materialism, can represent drugs, can represent alcohol here, can represent toxic people. It feels like there might be someone here that's maybe a fire sign. This would be like a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy, because it is the King of Wands in the reverse. And when it's in the reverse like this, it's someone that's maybe a little bit hot-headed or tempered in a way. They can be kind of really mean, quick to anger, you know, it's kind of like fiery, but not in the way we want it here. So I'm just going to say it and put it out there. There might be someone like that in your energy right now that is not maybe a great connection for you, which is kind of a toxic connection. And with the Hangman here, it seems like you're going to probably be doing some thinking about this person, or taking a time out maybe away from them as well. We do have the Fool card coming out, so it seems like there is going to be kind of this freeing new beginning for you, whether this energy energy is from current relationship, maybe if this energy is from the past here as well, maybe you're doing some work to kind of resolve that relationship. If it is still tied to you, I would do some cord cutting meditations, or I would, you can find them on YouTube for free. I honestly think they are super, super freeing, Gemini. So if that's what you're feeling, if this is someone from the past that you still feel like is kind of tethered to you, I would do kind of a cord cutting meditation. All right, we're going into oracle cards here. So we're doing the Starseed Oracle, and we're also doing Energy Oracle for Gemini, the world. All right, so your Starseed Oracle this week was the Blue Flame, Spontaneous Awakening. Spontaneous Awakening, Activation, Integration Time. This card is of awakening and energetic upgrades. Perhaps you're going through a period of spontaneous awakenings, receiving visions, or having experiences that are out of the ordinary. In the West, little is known about the process of a spontaneous awakening. It can feel very scary when we're going through it alone. Elsewhere, they have seen as auspicious experiences, with those going through them being treated with tender care. The blue beings are thought to be activating beings with great potential for healing and upgrading our cellular structures. They appear in moments of extreme awakening, activating a physical kundalini awakening and deep cellular and DNA healing. Many people glamorize the awakening process. However, its reality is much messier and more difficult than most of us believe. We must first let go of what we think we know for sure and how we can make sense of the world. This isn't easy. The awakening process, even when it's spontaneous, takes considerable amount of time to integrate. And awakening without integration can leave us feeling very ungrounded. If you're in the midst of awakening, the process never ends. Treat this time as a deeply sacred and give yourself ample space to ground and integrate the extreme changes you are going through. This is this like feeling before with this kind of isolating ourselves a bit. You know, having that alone time with this hermit. I've been thinking about taking spiritual vacation. Maybe you are too, Gemini. Okay, so you got the world, expansion, opening up. The man in this picture is looking out over the bay, above which a beautiful sphere of earth is rotating. This card is reminding you to expand your vision, contemplate some much broader options. The world is wide, so there's a lot out there to consider. In the modern age of technology, things could specifically be referring to creating or expanding a more global network through the internet or social marketing. Drawing this card could also let you know that you have unlimited resources available to you, and now is the time to think big. As they say, the world is your oyster, so get ready to gobble it up. Alright, Gemini. I love this reading for you. This was your end of the month reading. I hope it helped.